Oh, man, that was such a good series, guys. I should have immediately started typing on my thing. Any key, what's up? So any young pokey gamer wrote, don't care and didn't ask, cry about and stay mad, and L and mauled and C and cope harder and hose mad and basic skill issue and ratio and get a life, okay? And what? It sounds like everything I've said in my stream. You're at work, any key? Nice, dude. How you doing, brother? You doing all right? We have one more series of this. Not played a single game. Oh, man. So anyway, our next match. That was it. Special took it 3-1. We're going to do... let me verify this. I'm checking with Eddie's thing, because I... We're going to do Goblin versus Nightmare, because Nightmare beat Eba. So it is a PvP. It's the last match. This was another of the bigger decider ones. Goblin versus Nightmare. How you doing, Cinny? Goblin versus Nightmare. This should be a banger. And guys, I'm gonna bring up an old meme in this one. I have to. I'm like literally compelled by a court of law to bring back some old memes in this game. And especially if it spawns in certain ways. All right, getting right into it. On the second mid-season playoffs of the Online Sports Championship of this year, that is 2023, we are getting into our last series of the evening. All right, here we are. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ancient Cistern in the blue. Representing Platinum Heroes, it is Goblin D's Nuts. And his opponent, in the upper right, representing Maturino, it is Nightmare. Cindy Cutie, to be honest, I can't think of star dates right now. It's not really too hard to do star dates, but that was a good one to get me on the spot. Because I'll be damned if I can tell you right now. Star date. 69, 420. That's what I'm going to say. Can't go wrong with that. As we got Goblin. Is Nightmare going to be Goblin D's Nuts? That's the question, guys. That is going through everybody's mind right now, whether you want to admit it or not. It's hard to say. Truthfully, it is hard to say who's the favorite player in this. In the PvP, even if Goblin's... you know, at times I didn't see him playing as much for a while. He's still quite good. Goblin's always been a really good player. Nightmare would usually be favored, I guess, in some ways. But in Protoss versus Protoss, they're both high level enough. Either of them could take a break for a bit, and I'd be playing even a decent amount. And I would say it could go either way so easy. Protoss versus Protoss. Alright, so I'm sure we're going to have a spicy one, though. Both going for 2 gates. Don't hate it. It's like with Goblin. He used to take games off max packs all the time by taking 4 gate over the 1 gate expanse. For example, I've seen Goblin take some seriously huge dubs over some really strong players, so I wouldn't put it past him. Nightmare, very good player though. So pretty cool stuff. All right. But let's see who's actually Goblin this game. Who is the monster? I'm just going to stop while I'm behind. I feel like we're getting into a pig moment here. Goblin going for a robo immediately. Nightmare dropping a pylon to scout this. And interestingly enough, it's 2 adepts versus 2 adepts. Nightmare kind of set... what? The deuce? Interesting. So if you notice with that pylon, I think it still checks out. It just seems like it's a little cut at close where it almost looks like it... Yeah, it just... A little deceiving to me even how it just looked right there for some reason. I'm like, is that actually a debate pylon? Is he actually not going to expand for some reason? All right, the adepts, I believe, are scouted. Nightmare is going to retreat. No, he's going to fight for it. Nightmare going for a proxy. Oh my god. Oh my god. The adepts see it, I think. I don't know if Nightmare pathed around that. These guys with the 440 chess games going on here. Nightmare getting 2 more adepts. Goblin walls this off. And then some. It's adepts versus some adepts. War Prism coming out from Goblin. A recall's forced because guess what? It's the 2 adepts from Goblin getting more value than Nightmare so far. He's going to lose them. But 5 workers is already starting to pay off. He forced the recall. I'd say that is well worth it for Goblin. All right, so we have 8 adepts going across the map. Goblin is in position to wall this off. He's going for adepts. Adepts are becoming the meta for PvP sometimes, I swear to God. Not like the meta, but we've been seeing more and more adept play. And not even just pro league, like semi-pro, amateur, all sorts of stuff. Like almost in every league, I've been seeing more and more adept games. Like unilaterally. War Prism's coming in. There's 3 adepts. But there are 2 stalkers to fight this off. He has to be careful not to lose the War Prism. He's gonna micro one back to regen some shields. Send it back. It even has a little bit. Alright, now he's gonna have to get out. Big Daddy Immortal's arrived. He's got some good worker kills. The adepts over here going to fight. It's kind of an awkward... Oh, wait. Nightmare has that Nexus. That's actually pretty huge. I don't know why I didn't even bring that up. That's actually a big component in this match right here. However... I don't know. Army supply-wise, it's technically Goblin, but this base up... I don't know. This is a little weird. The worker kills Goblin got was pretty massive, though. That was like Big Gabe massive. Alrighty. Depth shading in, just debating this, and that's actually going to be pushed here. Does he wall it off with the sentries? That's the question. Shield battery holding this down. Look at this. Notice how Goblin postures forward. He's just going to depower this. He's going to chisel at this, but he should move the sentries closer. If he moves the sentries closer, the army can be force fielded up. He's going to scout with the adepts. He's going to see what's here. Is he just going to YOLO him in? No, he's not. He's no shot is he going to do it. He's going to force field that in. Yeah, that's the problem is there's more adepts versus less, but there is a War Prism. The recall, though, going to be a big problem for Goblin. As a 200 IQ. Oh, yeah, how did the recall actually got off cooldown? Second recall used in 1 game, and it's only under 6 minutes. Very crazy game. This is actually like artcraft right here. Goblin could have taken a Nexus behind this, too. Like, crazily enough, he could have taken a Nexus behind this. He still could. But being how weird this is, the pressure, the reactions, whatever... you look at the worker count. Yeah, he should have just done it. If not, what I would have said, alternatively, because of what he's up against, what they're fighting with, you're gonna think I'm crazy? Am I, or am I so sane? The answer is both. I am that crazy. Disruptors. 100%. 100% disruptors, baby. Oh, he's gonna force field the high ground! Getting a kill on the pylon. He saves a lot of the army. The 1 adept is going to scout the front. War Prism trying to get in. Do we get another force field? Look at this. He saves the sentry. The adept's fighting it off. The Immortal coming back in. He needs to get more force fields. Oh, he loses the force field with full energy. If that landed, that would have been so big, but this could be a big problem for Goblin. Goblin taking some interesting fights here. War Prism is in jeopardy. 100% does go down. So damn close. If that sentry in the upper left had just made its way back, that would have been the end of it. Oh my goodness. So crazy. Yeah, Nightmare had sick defense, but Goblin also had some good... This is a really good PvP. This is a really good PvP. I mean, I don't know... Shit. This is crazy. Nightmare with the sick defense, but he's not been able to, like, mine on his base. He's lost his pylon here, so his production was at a standstill. They're, like, even there. Goblin now, like, oh, shit, I should have... Maybe I'm going to listen to Dave in the future, looking back at my game and build a Nexus. No, he's still not building a Nexus. And this is a Warp Prism from Nightmare now. Goblin doesn't really have much that shoots up, and it's not back at home. So these Adepts can just end the game. I'm pretty sure of this. And it's mostly... Actually, there's Stalkers there. I mean, he would have been able to... Certainly defended this a little better. Probes are forced to try to fight 4 Adepts. Or 3 Adepts. 3 Adepts is better than 4, but still. Ay. Desynchronicity of the Adepts is kind of rough. The fight in the front is a little weird. Immortal is forced to fight the battery overcharge. A little missed target fire. Nice Warp Prism micro from Nightmare. Goblin losing 6 probes, as you can see in the worker count below. But at the end of the day, Goblin's winning the fight with the Immortals. Nightmare... Goblin held this on the other side. I think Goblin is in a good spot here. An army supply... Does he get this other Immortal? He doesn't have force field energy. I think that would be a huge one in it. Oh no, Goblin's got a micro. These Immortals are in a lot of trouble. Another one coming for Nightmare though. So that's a big... That could be a big blunder for Goblin, unfortunately. Oh no! Oh, nice save. This has gotten it close. Jesus Murphy. This is so close. Goblin ahead in army supply. Definitely down in workers a bit. Obviously doesn't have, like, kind of evens out because they're both mined out and Nightmare is too afraid to, he's just now long distance mining. This is a crazy one. It's alright, so there's a lot of Zealots now. And this all started with a bunch of Adepts. Robo play. Oh my dear lord. Force fields are pretty good. The depth shades don't scare Mr. Nightmare back. There's another Immortal though. Goblin's not built any. He's just focusing on gateway units. Zealots not really proven to be worth the grain of salt against anything. They could be good against the Immortals, obviously. But he's going for a Stalker up here. He wants to get some of this high ground stuff. He has to be damn careful with this Warp Prism. They both kind of do. Oh, does he get it? Oh, gets the pylon. Very sick plays. Goblin not paying attention to his Warp Prism per second. Doesn't matter. He lands the low ground force field. The shield battery with overcharge. His target fired. Goblin with his 3 Immortals is going to do it. I think right here, the force field comes in, saving it. The Nexus hanging on by a thread. The Immortal's really low for Goblin, but he still has the 3 if he just lands the shots. That could be all it takes. Yeah. I hate to say it, Nightmare, I don't blame him clinging on here. But I think we're about to see it. Nightmare down on workers even. This is just an epic micro battle. Oh man. Look at this. Nightmare even forced to power a gateway with a Warp Prism. That was a sick game. Sick game. All right. Sorry, guys. That game was intense. It was. That actually, Goblin and Nightmare, if anybody's going to bring a really good PvP series, it's these two. Yeah, you can always stack the highest Protoss up. Exactly, and you could always stack the highest Protoss up on the whole tier. You can have like max packs and hero and stuff. You know what you're going to end up with, guys? And it's nothing against it. You're going to end up with Phoenix Wars. You're going to end up with a lot of that stuff. What do we get in this? We get some high action, high paced strategy and few bases sometimes. And just so many little things happening with so little. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Gressfan in the blue, representing Platinum Heroes. It is Goblin, and I fucked up the score. Jesus, I'm so excited from that one. All right, anyway. And his opponent in the upper left, in the red, representing Maturino, it is Nightmare, who was certainly Goblin that last one. All right. Nightmare looks like he could be going for Proxy 2-gate. He could be going for a Forge 2-gate. He could be going for a Proxy Forge. You know what, Nightmare? I've seen him do a bunch of it. He's going for 2 gates, not a Forge. All right, so we got some really cheesy cheese for game number 2. This could be a quick one either way. Could be a quick hold. Could be a quick... it could be a lot of things. But this is really cheeky. Right in the line of fire, right in the line of pathing. If I were Goblin, I would consider... Okay, he's going to scout. You know what? Let's see this. He's not going to scout. Oh, man! No, Goblin. Not like this. If you notice, it's the pathing of the map. Or maybe it's how... Did Goblin changes? He's looking around. Is he going to go right by it? All right, we need to see this, guys, because this is huge. The clocks are ticking. Zealots are starting. Goblin, stop patrolling. Goblin going for a proxy. Hello? 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 All right, this has got to be the coolest OSC mid-season playoffs I've casted. For a lot of matches. We didn't really have too much, like, just boring game. That, like I say, boring. Nothing's... It's not really ever like any of these boring. Sometimes you see players at times they're a little tired. We've had a few slugfests. But this is... Oh, my God. Oh, my... Oh, Jesus. Damp is just like... Ugh. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. I think this one might be over, guys. He's gonna try. I don't blame him for trying. There's an Adept coming out for Nightmare. Nightmare did macro behind this and got his Cyber Core and everything else. He just got a bunch of Zealots. So he's gonna have to fight off all of this. The Zealot's gonna fight at the front. He should have just canceled the Robo in a way. I guess. Got another pylon. Now he's gonna have to fight to try to keep this alive. He's gonna be supply blocked. It's a disaster. He does cancel the Robo a little later. I mean, he had to react and defend against this at the same time. Look at this probe mic. Oh, look at this probe micro from Goblin. It's still not bad. He's starting to lose a lot, though. Probes only do so much. The Stalker's coming in. I think a couple mistakes were made. Still, nonetheless. Nightmare, he's just macroing behind this. Getting another gateway. He's like, whatever, dude. I got Warp Gate coming. Goblin trying to get his Stargate. He has no idea where the proxy is. Like, he knows roughly where it is. It's just hilarious that it's right on top of each other. The 2 Adepts coming in, though. I'm starting to think this is looking pretty grim as it goes on. Oh, the Adept from Goblin's pretty good, though. Goblin, is he going to go wall off again? I don't know, because we're going to start seeing Stalkers from Nightmare. A Robo from Nightmare. Oh, shit, you found my proxy! When the proxy scouts the proxy, you know the game is spicy. Yeah, and the pylon in the main, too. That's a good point. I didn't even... That's where the... Oh, my God. So the pylon in the main, but we just witnessed the proxy scouting a proxy from the rally point of this one. Oh, my God. This is gaming, dudes. This is gaming. What in the NA Diamond League is this series? And the answer is... a top-tier European Protoss against a top-tier Korean Protoss. And Nightmare is not going to be memed on anymore without delivering an equal, if not greater, meme. Oh, man. Ay, ay, ay. Oh yeah, but I mean, still, I mean, it's PvP, man. You're not gonna always have every game be two gate. One gate expands where you end up in Phoenix Wars, as I said. Let's be real. I know people love their Phoenixes. In my eyes, it always feels like a little bit of a rock, paper, scissors with the two moves, and you end up spending 30 minutes in a game that's not. That game was... These two games have been based. All right, we're going on to a game number 3. Let's see if this lasts more than 10 minutes. And if it lasts more than 10 minutes, is it going to be on 1 or 2 bases from either side? Are we going to see a third base ever even go up here? You know? Welcome, boom, it's off. Pylon in the main since the start of Wings of Liberty. True, Vamp. It's a good point. It's a very good point. Very good. All right, here we are. Game number 3. Even Stevens for score. I've got to play a single game of StarCraft today. That's fine with me. I did some things that I needed to, kind of. Not really. No, not at all. All right, anyway. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Neo-Humanity in the blue, representing Platinum Heroes, is Goblin. And his opponent in the bottom right, representing Match and Reno, is Nightmare. Neo-Humanity. My theory is we're going to see some more memes. But I'll be honest, guys. Special versus Spirit. I'm like, we can't get any better than that. In the back of my mind, I'm like, well, we got a Protoss versus Protoss. I'm like, well, it is Goblin versus Nightmare. This is what was going in the back of my mind. And honestly, this series has been delivering too. The fact that Special 3-1 Spirit like he did, and yeah, they were like 200 IQ memes. You gotta hand it to Special too. As I look at these guys, he certainly did some cool shit. Between Liberate Proxy first Rax, which wasn't too crazy, into Mass Cyclone Proxy Liberator, with the most MVP, highest kill count proxy starport in TBT I've ever seen. Then going into these games, the 3-gate robo in base to, you know, basically just what ended up being 2-gate robo on 2 base into a proxy 2-gate with a proxy robo, which was canceled into a proxy Stargate, and it was found. Oh my god. Nightmare going for a metagame proxy pylon, I have a feeling. For now. Goblin. You know what he's doing? He's going 3-gate robo. He's taking a little notes from Erigfire. Erigfire likes his 3-gate robos every game. 100% he's taking notes from Erigfire. But oh shit, you found my proxy! So Goblin wasn't scouting at all. He was busy memeing. He's just gonna go home now. He's like, ah, man. I really want to play this. What would be funny is if Goblin finds his proxy metagame pylon. Funnily enough, that would be pretty based. Now, Goblin is going to try to take this back. He's going to go back for it. And then that location, it's an older map, so maybe he forgot the locations for it, too. Not exactly the keenest spot to put it in. But I think he could have probably done it a little differently from the pathing, etc. But nonetheless, he's going to continue on. He's looking around for proxies. I don't blame him. He's playing against Nightmare. Nightmare just going for an expansion? No, he's not. He doesn't have the money right now. Not for the moment. Heavens, no. He's going for a 3-gate robo in base. And I called it. Goblin is going to also find a proxy pylon. So the thing is, Goblin's going for an expand. And now he's going to have to be the defender. It's a little bit... It's nothing too unstandard here other than the pylon. He's not going to have a pylon at the third. The probe goes down. Look at that. We see the little carcass of the little robotic guy. It looks like, maybe, just maybe, yes, that robo is looking to build a warp prism. Oh, no, high ground. I've got the high ground, Anakin. Bull, how you doing, man? Thanks for hanging out, my man. You have a good night. Cheers to you. All right, let's see here. These are some really good games tonight, though, I gotta say. Overall, Geralt and Trifax also put on a great... Everybody tonight had a pretty good series. Oh, yeah, he definitely smells blood, but he's gonna also smell supply block. At 33 over 31, but he's gonna be unsupply blocked immediately. The 4 Stalkers coming in. Ay, 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 ay. Now there's 2 more Stalkers. And I don't know about you, but more Stalkers is better than lower Stalkers. He's gonna have to keep the Nexus alive for some supply, I think. He actually only has 2 gates. Oh, no. He doesn't have a proxy pylon either. He could have canceled that. But that would have, he's buying time. He's trying to stalwart. I think a Sentry actually would have been a good play, but there's a War Prism here, so it kind of doesn't matter. It's a little better than if you had a Blink. Well, I mean, I'd be blinking an Observer or hell, even a Hallucination, a couple Sentry hallucinations. The problem is, it's all going to be shown here, and he has a Robo already, but he's just hoping to try to buy time. There's no way to get anything out of here. I think Goblin's going to be going down this one. But he's not going to go down without a fight. Oh, decent force field. He didn't have the gas as much, I think, from going for Blink and DTs. But this is his one producing gateway. He can't even get a single Dark Templar out if he even wanted to. That being said, there's an Immortal coming down behind this. Yeah, this is a bit of a predicament for Gobs. A bit of a predicament indeed. The shield battery's even out of position and range of the one remaining gateway, so they cannot be battery overcharged and healed. I got one finally. Yeah, so he's not even going to be able to build a Dark Templar. That's the problem. He doesn't have Sentry energy, and they're still going to be, the Stalkers, etc., are going to be able to be ferried up there. The 2 Adepts are going to try to get in here. Goblin's in basically shit out of luck, man. He lost a Nexus. Observer's on the way now. Goblin's just forced. Nightmare's just like, fuck it, I'm just going to go home, dude. Nightmare's over here like, screw you guys, I'm going home. Goblin did have a proxy. Wait, when did he get this out? Had I known that before, that would have been different. But yeah. Well, funnily enough, I think Goblin was going to... Goblin 100% was going for 3-gate Robo. So other than being mad, it's PvP. I'm 100% sure. Maybe it'd be a proxy Stargate, but I just don't feel like that's... For players like Goblin and even Nightmare. I feel like it's fallen off the rails a little bit more. So, that being said, we're into a game technically. Goblin has more workers, but he had to rebuild production. He lost a lot more. We're against Immortals. We don't have a Twilight. Still, it could just be brute force. Immortal Sentry Stalker. Would be pretty good. Goblin doesn't have the numbers. He's got Blink Stalkers. He's got the ability to make Archons, and that's about it. I guess if he forces the army away and there's no detection, Goblin could get into some kind of position with some DTs, killing the army more, but he's still going to have to worry about killing the army. And he's going to need detection of his own, maybe killing an Observer and win on a win condition of no detection. He's going to go for that damn naughty pylon, which if he just played a macro game, he'd be nervous there's a proxy. A metagame proxy pylon. And it looks like Goblin might be in trouble. Okay, no, he's going to take... Okay, they're both... this could go either way. I mean, we're technically in a game-ish. Because Goblin had so many workers. But look at the army supply. It's just absolutely massive from Nightmare. Goblin just... He's got 4-gate production. He's got no shield batteries. He could force field this off. We do have the Warp Prism. That's a big problem. Goblin... Okay, we got some Adepts. That's not going to stop the Adepts, though. Oh, no, the Adepts just come marching in. They're trapped inside, but if they get taken out, too, I guess by some time the Adepts. And not even the Adepts, everything else is bullying the absolutely murdering, I should say, the Sentries. I was just checking for the Adepts on the other side, but damn. GG's called. Nightmare takes it. We're going to head on to game number 4. All right. Again, the series still delivering. Not too fucking shabby. Another spicy one. He's going to one base him again. I don't think it's just reactively. I wouldn't be surprised. Dude, Goblin was going to one base him too, though. But he had a 100%. That's because he forgot about where to place the proxy and the pathing on the map. I'm not 100%, but I'm about 99% sure it's because Goblin forgot about the pathing. And funnily enough, because speaking of pathing, that second game with proxy 2K, that was chef's kiss. Chef's fucking kiss. You're probably not wrong. And I wouldn't put it past either of them. Watch, they're going to both go one gate expand. Wouldn't that be some shit? I'm not going to make any claims like Pig and say I'm going to eat my shoe or anything. Because I know how that goes. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner. He's down, but not out in the blue. Representing Platinum Heroes, it is Goblin. These nuts! And his opponent in the bottom right. From Matcherino in the red, give it up for Nightmare. Yeah, you know, I gotta hit Nightmare up more often too. I miss Goblin for that matter. I always used to heckle that kid, and he's not on as much. You know, but Goblin's also a good one. But Nightmare, I don't usually hit him up for stuff on from KSL on things. You know, he's a good player. We all know he's a good player, but you know what I'm saying. Certainly one I feel like he doesn't get as much credit. But that being said, it's a low ground. Probably going to be a Stargate, maybe. He's obviously... Maybe he's just going for a one gate. Sometimes it's one gate, Stargate. Oh, no. Not at all, my friends. Not at all. He's just going for a low ground. Setup, period. Not at all. He's going to have a very late second gate. So Nightmare is just he's trying to mind game him a little bit. Maybe he's anticipating a possibility of a one gate expand. And Goblin has been known to do it too. Just about any Protoss in recent times has been known to do it from time to time. Except for Jarrell even started doing it, I think. I'm going to ask him about that after, if I think about it. I might shoot him a message tomorrow. If I remember. Because I feel bad. I don't see the European guys as much. Like, I watch Roddy and stuff, but when it sucks at work, you know? You can't always be guaranteed to watch stuff. And the matches you want to. Because you'd be working. Alright, let's see here. Alright, let's see here. Stalker goes shoot it down. Nexus going down a little later. It's not too bad. Goblin's going to have his a little quicker. It kind of evens out in a weird way. Is the second gate and everything else. More or less a pretty standard opener. Goblin, but just a faster Nexus. Nothing too cheeky here yet. It is going to be a Twilight from Mr. Nightmare. Goblin, no tech just yet. And he is also going... Oh, he's going for a Robo. Interesting. You know, truthfully, Nightmare is known for his DT shenanigans too, sometimes. Like how many Protoss players aren't? But at the end of the day, Russian and Robo in these kind of games, I'm not like the biggest fan of. But we'll see what happens. It is going to be Blink. Could just be proxy gate with it. He's going to drop another one in his base. Thought he was going to add 2 more gates. All right. Yeah. And what Robo won't base him? Nah, yeah. So this game is proving us all wrong for the moment. And Nightmare looking for proxies. Oh, yeah. These guys have gotten into each other's heads. Oh, it is going to be a War Prism. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you're either going for a War Prism, an Immortal, or an observer, which I've seen some people do being nervous in tournaments. But you know, Skylar.
Who wants to have some fun?
Thank you for the raid, Mr. Skylar. Make sure you guys give Mr. Skylar a raid. Thank you, brother. I hope you had a good night. I'll give you a big old shout out here. Thank you, Skylar. Guys, he's a really good Terran player. And a good friend of mine. Please do make sure to give him a follow. He plays a lot of New Earth, is it? We're grinding at top 16, so close to top 20. Hell yeah, dude. Glad to hear it, Skylar. Good shit. A third base pretty early for Goblin, from considering how he's opening. Is kind of weird. But yeah, thank you again. 9-hour stream. Holy balls. Yeah, dude, thank you. For sure. You have a good night. I'm probably going to wrap it up here after this, I think. It's getting to be a long one. I might play it a game. Yeah. I slept for all of BS last night. My cats woke me. Actually, my stomach woke me up. All right, well, this is going to be some stalker aggression at the proxy here on a good old Babylon. Faster third base for Goblin. He's going to have way delayed blink. And army supply kind of in favor of Goblin. Goblin doesn't have a shield battery just yet. He's starting to bake one. That's pretty good. Well, Big Daddy Immortal. Oh, the Immortal's out. So he's got that. But the problem is the blink stalkers. This needs to be scouted quick. The observer from Goblin's actually going to be nice, though. He's going to see the push. I love this from Goblin. He's moving the observer back. It is scouted, but it did help him out a bit. And that actually helped save his ass. He's buying time for blink. He's going to have a forge. They're both going to have forges at the same time. And our first somewhat standard game. It's a little... This one's a little cheeky, to be honest with you. Just a little bit. All right. Adept shading into the natural from Mr. Goblin. Getting a couple cheeky kills, but it's mostly forcing a recall. That being said, 2 Adepts. Oh, look at this. Goblin defends. He absolutely defends against Nightmare with the shield battery. The Adept's not really finding too much value on either side. I would say that certainly favors Nightmare. Or sorry, favors Goblin at the moment because of the recall. But that being said, the Adepts are a distraction. All right, I like the split off from Goblin. He's got it. Oh, look at this. All right, now I beg to differ. It's got a little lanky for a second. Goblin is close enough where he can jump, but this is going to be some good hits from Nightmare. Goblin is going to react, but he got kind of picked apart. He still has to mind these Adepts. The shield battery still morphing in. But anyway, the fight over here is the bigger deal. We have the Big Daddy Immortal. Blink's done for both of them. +1's going to finish before a little earlier for Nightmare, and he's picked off a few more workers. Goblin does have a Warp Prism, however. If Goblin can get some trades, find some footing, he might be able to potentially get some Adept shade-ins, some kind of harass. Nightmare going into charge, though. Behind it, Goblin not able to do so, I think, because he's been more focused on taking care of a nuisance that Nightmare's been. So I think he forgot, or he's just going into Immortal memes. Immortal memes, I don't know, guys. Charge lots do have their play in PvP, especially in games like this. If you have a guy going for Immortals and they're kind of stuck on the Immortal trigger, it ain't going to work out too well for him usually. All right. Nightmare posturing to take a 4th base. And oh! That almost could have been something. He gets a worker, and it's forcing Nightmare to retreat a little bit. Still, 2 Adepts gonna go, and guess what? Are they gonna shade in before the Zealots get them? No, there's still Zealots back here. Alright. Well, Goblin, not even thinking about charge, has to contend with a Warp Prism of his own. Goblin. Goblin's Warp Prism is over here. Nightmare's Warp Prism on the other side. Gonna go find some value. Bear with me, it's a little late. And we'll see what happens. Oh, the Zealots getting the work. Going in hot. Somebody forgot charge. And that's going to be a lot of dead probes. Mamma mia. And we don't have any disruptors or anything cheeky like that. This is going to have to be Adepts and stuff. But you know what? In the numbers game, I think we're about to see the end of it. We are about to see the end of it. The supply is just not there. I don't know how Goblin comes back from this. Nightmare, rather than taking a fourth, just decided to push into this. He wants to end it. I don't mean to be saying anything for what we see, but this has been a goddamn good series. And for those of you just coming in, you missed probably one of the coolest TVTs, rather, I'd seen in a long time, of Special versus Spirit, and Special won in a 3-1 with probably some of the craziest builds I've seen. Oh my god, the force fields. The force fields coming in clutch right there. I get for a Nightmare. Oh, poor Goblin. You don't blame him hanging in there. It's a tournament. But at the end of the day, I think that's all she wrote. And his Nightmare confidently takes an expansion behind it. Goblin hanging down with just a little army supply versus a ton of army supply. Archons and charge lots and upgrades coming in behind it. Goblin even denied his armor. He was trying to get out in desperation to have some kind of anything in the inevitable battle. And GG is called. And that's a wrap. Nightmare takes it in a 3-1. Both of them giving us a 6 series. And guys, again, this is the Online Sports Championship. I'm a partner tournament organizer. Folks like the Cranky Ducklings, Chicken Man, Psystorm Gaming, some other folks. A lot of people that run tournaments are partners of OSC. And it is for... You can become a member, too. Anybody can be. It's like $5 a month minimum. You can get a chance to... There's even participation events and things and ways to make money right off of it. Pretty cool stuff. Go check them out. And thank you guys for that. I'm going to probably... Do I have to play a ladder game, guys? Because you know what? There's never just one ladder game. Know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And I've not played a single one today, so... Just one? Yeah, there's never just one. That's the problem. It's 11:15. All right. You're here because you want to be? Not because, like,